this is Months of Months of Music. I'm going to talk about how you play a song called Look at You by Big and Rich. We'll end up cabling this on 4th fret to match the recording. We'll walk through a couple things in root position. It starts off with kind of our main intro chorus part on a C major chord. And normally you start up first finger on the B 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd fret, third finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, it sounds a C major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now around the C in general, you may want to think about lifting off the first finger and a C major 7, or you could add in the pinky on the B 3rd for a C major 9 and kind of say some stuff around the C. Or another way to play C major 9 would be doing first finger on the D 2nd, second finger on the A 3rd, third finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. You can kind of dig on that with the C major 9. And then from the C we go to a G major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the A 2nd, second finger on the low E 3rd, third finger on the high E 3rd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really happy. And you may also dig on putting 3 on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. And definitely through the tune, actually, you'll definitely hear where a lot of the A string 2nd fret normally kind of gets used on the G chord for your bass note. That's called G/B, or G major with a B in the bass. If you strum just the A string to the high E string on that chord. And then from the G would be going to an E minor chord. And normally you do this first finger on the A 2nd, second finger on the D 2nd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds V minor. Now you may also dig on putting the third finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of working that for your E minor, kind of E minor 7 idea. And then from the E minor we'd be going to a D major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the G 2nd, second finger on the high E 2nd, third finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now, randomly around Ds, you may want to lift the second finger, always a fun finger to lift. That makes a D suspended 2nd. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for D suspended chord and kind of say some stuff around the D. Or you may dig on taking the thumb, and you'll definitely hear this at different points of the tune, where the low E on the 2nd fret F sharp note gets used for the bass on the D chord. That's called D/F sharp, or a D with an F sharp in the bass. You could cover that with your thumb, or if you wanted to, you could readjust that and use something called a D/F sharp by doing first finger on the low E 2nd, second finger on the G 2nd, third finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. You kind of dig on that for your chord too. And through the tune, actually, there's a couple different strummings you may want to think about through the tune. Actually, you could even work kind of a down count idea. And some of our chords end up halving, so you want to do kind of 4 downs on the C, 4 on the G. Randomly, this could be very cool too. You could work it as kind of an even 4, kind of C 2 3 4, G 2 3 4, E minor 2 3 4, D 2 3 4. Or you may want to try a 3 + 5 idea, kind of a C 2 3, G 1 2 3 4 5, E minor for 3, D for 5. I'm adding a little bit of right hand tuning to make that a little sneaky. E minor, D. And then the third time we got C to G, and then we do a D to an E minor, and then we do our C for our whole 8 count, and then a D for our whole 8 count, kind of on our intro and our choruses. Or you could use a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the C and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. There's a couple ways you could kind of half those chords. You could do just a down, down, up on those chords to half them. Or you may want to try splitting the pattern and doing the C with a down, down, and then hitting the G on the up, up, down, up. So that'd be kind of cool too. So through that intro chorus, that way you'd have the C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, D, E minor, C, the whole pattern, and then D with the whole pattern. Or for myself, what was feeling really good is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're kind of dividing our beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you do a up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you go down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 down. On those halving chords, though, you may want to do just the down, down, down up on each chord. Kind of C, down, down, up, D, down, down, up, D minor, down, down, up, D, down, down, up. Or you could split the pattern and do the C with the down, 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 up. Down, down. E minor with a down, 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 up. And then go to the D for the up, down, down, down. So we tried that intro chorus that way. You'd have the C, G, minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, D, minor, and our whole down the C, D, or another 16th pattern that definitely kind of feels some spots through the tune and kind of gravitate to this pattern is a down, up, down, up, down, up 16-note pattern. And what I mean by that is on the first beat you'd be doing a down on 1 and an up on 4. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up. And then on the second beat you do the up on 2, down on 3. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the third beat you do an up on 2, up on 4. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, 1, up, 1, up. And then on the last beat you go down, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So one cool way to work the halving idea is do the C with the down, up, and then go to the G for the down, up, down, down. E minor for the down, up, and then D for the down, up, down, down. So we tried the intro chorus that way. You'd have the C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, D, E minor, C, D. So we're going to kind of play around with that pattern, even mix it up between. And then from there, then we go into kind of a progression that's just like our main verse, actually. Kind of E minor to C, and then a G to a D. And you may want to kind of experiment with that D slash F sharp to kind of get that bass note. Or you can do the down, down, up, down, up. G, or you can work the 16th that or you can work the other 16th that basically be repeating those parts until we get to our bridge part. In our bridge, we go to an A minor chord. And normally you do this first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the D second fret, and third finger on the G second fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now around A minors in general, you may want to think about lifting the first finger, making that an A sus2. Or adding in the pinky on the B third for an A sus, kind of saying some stuff around A minor. Or you could lift off the third finger and make it an A minor 7. Or add in the pinky on the high E third for an A minor 7. Or especially if you're digging on the C major non-voicing, you may dig on an A7 sus by doing first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. Kind of working that for the A. And we're kind of halving our A minor with an E minor, and then our D slash F sharp, and then our C through the bridge. A minor, or any of those strum pattern ideas. And then we kind of have a really faint C major at the end of that before we come in on our last Back on our verse idea for our outro. Now the weird part is to play along with Big and Rich, instead of starting on a C chord, they're starting on an E major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo, or the capo, you put it on the 4th fret, then now your C is really an E major chord, and your G is really a B major chord, and your E minor is really a G sharp minor, and your D major is really an F sharp major, and your A minor is really a C sharp minor. I'm going to take it from the very beginning. Actually, you could work it any of those ways that we were talking about. Actually, kind of working the down idea, or the down, down, up, idea, or the 16th idea, or the other 16th idea. Even mix it up between those can be very, very cool to kind of see what you want to say rhythmically. Or something else that I like to add to a song like this too is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, you can throw a bass note in for the chord. So on the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the G, you'd normally have the low E for the bass, unless you want to bring out that B note by using the A string for the bass. Kind of bass, down, down for the G/B. On the E minor, you have low E for the bass. On the D, you have the D for the bass, unless you're doing D/F sharp, then you may want to use the low E for the bass. And on the A minor, you have the A for the bass. Add basses to our intro chorus, and we have kind of that C, G/B, E minor, D, C, G/B, E minor, D, or C, G/B, D, E minor, and our C, D. Or if you're digging on the 16th idea, then we can add basses to that, and we can make it a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down. Or if you're doing it on the other 16th, you can make it a bass, bass, up, down, up, down. So it can be very cool splitting it that way too. So we try it with our 16th pattern. We have that C, G/B, then we go into a little instrumental part, kind of matches our verse ideas. We tried that with a bass, down, up, down, up. E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D. And from there, then we're going into our first verse. So we tried that, kind of working that. It's really the same progression. So we could kind of try that with the 16th idea, kind of E minor, C, G. Going with our 16th idea, we have C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, and then our D, E minor, and our C, D. And then from there, then we'll be going into a solo part that's kind of like that instrumental part, kind of like E minor, like our chorus tags, kind of like our verse. E minor, C, G, D. And then from there, then we'll be going into our second verse. It's that same progression. So E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G. And then let's kind of stop on a D, and then we pick it back up on E minor, C, G, D. Idea. So that is C, G, E minor, D. like our chorus tag again. So E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D. And from there, then we'll be going into our bridge part. Now you could word that with just the bass down, up, down, up. Kind of A minor, E minor, D slash F sharp, C, A minor, E minor, D slash F sharp, C. Kind of C. Or if we tried that with the 16th idea, kind of A minor, E minor, D slash F sharp, C, A minor, E minor, and D slash F sharp, C. And then we kind of have a really faint C before we come in on our last chorus. And then we have our C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, D, E minor, C, D. And our last chorus is a psych out back to E minor. And then we do a big D chord. And at the very end, we go back into kind of our verse idea, chorus tag idea at the very end. E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D. Then we mix it up, C, G, and then E minor, D. And I know for myself, I really want to play a big G at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum along with Look at You by Big and Rich. So good luck.